Big news doesn't always arrive on a red carpet. Sometimes it arrives in the quietest place of all, at home, late at night, when the world is asleep and life feels safe. For Mark Consuelos, that ordinary moment turned unexpectedly unforgettable. What began as a calm evening quickly became a moment that left fans everywhere holding their breath, not because of flashing lights or breaking headlines, but because it reminded everyone that even the strongest love stories are built on very human moments. Mark Consuelos, known for his confidence, charm, and effortless strength, suddenly found himself needing help, not on a stage, not on a set, but right beside the person who knows him best, Kelly Ripa. Their love story has always felt like something out of a movie. Two young actors meeting on a daytime drama, falling in love fast, trusting their hearts more than logic, and choosing each other without hesitation. Over the years, they became one of Hollywood's most admired couples, not because they were perfect, but because they were real. And this moment proved that once again. That night, nothing felt dramatic at first. It was just another quiet evening at home. No cameras, no audience, just comfort, laughter, and the familiar rhythm of a couple who has shared decades together. But in one unexpected instant, that calm shifted. Mark moved suddenly, reacting on instinct, and found himself in discomfort he didn't expect. It wasn't something planned, it wasn't something serious in the way people imagine headlines, but it was enough to stop him in his tracks and enough to instantly catch Kelly's attention. Kelly Ripa is many things: a beloved host, a television icon, a woman known for quick wit and fearless humor, but in that moment, she was simply a wife. She noticed immediately the change in his expression, the way he paused, the silence that spoke louder than words. Without hesitation, Kelly was right there, asking questions, making sure he was okay, doing what she has done for nearly 30 years, taking care of the man she loves. Mark, being Mark, tried to brush it off at first. He's always been the kind of person who laughs through discomfort, who doesn't want to worry anyone, who prefers humor over concern. And Kelly, being Kelly, was not buying it. Their dynamic kicked in instantly. A little teasing, a little worry, a lot of love. She joked with him, trying to lighten the moment, reminding him that he's not 20 anymore, even though he still moves like he thinks he is. He laughed because with Kelly, laughter is never far away, even when things feel uncertain. That's what fans love most about them. Not the fame, not the headlines, but the way they move through life together. Mark eventually admitted he wasn't feeling quite right, nothing dramatic, but enough to slow him down, enough to remind them both that life doesn't always follow a script. Kelly stayed close, checking on him, making sure he rested, making sure he knew he wasn't alone for even a second. And in that quiet space, something beautiful happened. No cameras captured it, no audience applauded, but it was one of the most honest moments of their marriage. Because love isn't just grand gestures and public affection. Love is staying calm when someone you care about feels vulnerable. Love is showing up even in pajamas, even in the middle of the night. When news of the moment began to circulate, fans reacted instantly. Messages of support poured in. People didn't see it as gossip, they saw it as a reminder. A reminder that even the strongest couples face unexpected moments. A reminder that behind every celebrity is a real relationship built on trust and care. A reminder that romance isn't always glamorous, it's often quiet and deeply personal. Kelly later spoke about the moment with her signature mix of honesty and humor. She didn't dramatize it, she didn't exaggerate, she simply shared it the way she shares most things, with warmth and truth. She joked about how Mark hates slowing down. She laughed about how he still thinks he can move like he did decades ago, and she smiled when she talked about being there for him, because underneath the jokes was something unmistakable: love. Mark, for his part, handled it exactly how fans would expect, with humility, with humor, with gratitude. He acknowledged that sometimes life reminds you to pause, to listen to your body, to appreciate the people who stand beside you when things don't go as planned. And Kelly, she made sure that pause felt safe. Their story has never been about perfection, it's been about partnership. They faced career changes, long-distance schedules, parenting challenges, and the constant pressure of public life. Through it all, they've remained playful, honest, and deeply connected. This moment was no different. It wasn't about fear, it wasn't about panic, it was about care. Fans who have followed them for years recognized it immediately. Social media filled with comments not of alarm, but of admiration. People talked about how lucky Mark is to have Kelly. Others joked that Kelly probably didn't let him move an inch without supervision afterward. Many simply said the same thing. This is what real love looks like. And maybe that's why this moment resonated so deeply. Because in a world full of staged romance and picture-perfect stories, this was something else entirely. It was authentic. Kelly and Mark didn't turn it into drama, they turned it into connection. They laughed, they rested, they took care of each other, and life moved forward. Mark recovered, back to his usual confident self, maybe just a little more aware of his limits. Kelly returned to her routine, still joking, still glowing, still proudly standing beside her husband. But something lingered. A reminder that love doesn't disappear when the cameras turn off. A reminder that romance isn't about avoiding difficult moments, it's about facing them together. For fans, it became another chapter in a love story that continues to inspire. Not because it was shocking, not because it was dramatic, but because it was real. So if there's one thing to take away from this story, it's this. Love shows up in the smallest moments. Love lives in quiet concern and gentle laughter. Love is staying close, even when life surprises you. And Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, they continue to show the world exactly what that looks like, one honest moment at a time. If this story reminded you why real love matters, stay close for more heartfelt moments, shared journeys, and the stories that bring us closer together. Because sometimes the most powerful stories begin at home.